guys, Peggy here. I got a really good cookie recipe for you. It was one that my mom used to use, and she was referred to as the cookie lady because she sold cookie trays. And this is a go-to for the holidays. If your children come home at last minute and they have a Christmas program and they need cookies, it's quick. It's typically stuff you have on hand. If you don't have it, it's stuff that you can pick up at just a local store or your nearest Dollar General near you. So let me tell you how I do it. Well, first I'm going to tell you a little bit about these cookies. You can make all kinds of different ones. These cookies right here are pistachio. These are chocolate crinkles, and I put a caramel kiss inside in the middle. You have to do that right when you pull them out of the oven. This is a snickerdoodle, and this is a lemon crisp. Now what's unique about this recipe is that all of these cookies are the same recipe. The only thing I change out is the pudding in them. So they're pudding cookies, and you can change the flavor, so it's kind of endless at what you can make with this. You can make banana cream cookies, you can make strawberry cookies, butterscotch cookies. The vanilla ones right here, this is vanilla pudding, but on these you're going to mix up granulated sugar and cinnamon, and then you roll it in it before you bake it. So then you have a snickerdoodle. If you want, you could leave that off and just drizzle a little icing over it, and it would be a vanilla cookie, which you can also use with some other recipes. So that's it, and they're really good. So I'm just going to show you how you do it. So first off, you're going to need pudding. Now I noticed when I was looking at these, this one says great value, says it's 3.4 ounce, and this one says 3.9. They're both great value, but so as long as it's instant pudding and it's the small package, you're fine. It just has to be instant, it has to be the small package. So what you do is you're going to take 2 cups of flour, and you're going to use 1.5 teaspoon or 3/4 teaspoon of your baking soda, and just a dash of salt. Now when I say a dash of salt, like I literally just do a dash. I'm not going to put it in it because I already have it in there. You're going to throw that in there. Then you're going to take your pudding, and you are just going to mix it in with all your other dry ingredients. Now for this, I just take a whisk and I just work it around so that you're mix it in with your flour and your salt and your baking soda. And by the way, here's a quick tip for you. I think I've shared it before, but this is just a ball canning jar, and this lid was from Parmesan cheese, and it works fabulous because you can open it up, scoop out what you want, and then clean your spoon off on the edge, and it stays fresh. So there's a good tip for you. Now I've got this worked in, and I'm just going to set this to the side now. And also in another bowl, I have powdered sugar because when I get done making them, I'm going to roll it in it. I roll every kind I make in it except for snickerdoodles. I roll them in the cinnamon sugar mixture, which you just mix sugar and cinnamon to your taste, however strong you like it. Now in my mixer over here, I have 1 cup of sugar, and I have 3/4 cup of shortening, and I have 3 eggs, 3 large eggs. Now I've already had that mixing, so I'm just gonna start it back up a little bit here. If you have a KitchenAid, this chute right here is so handy. I've got my finger that if you're using anything with powdered sugar or a dry mix like this, it doesn't fly all over the place. So what you do, I've already had this mixing up. You're gonna cream all that together. Then I take a little bit at a time, and I put my dry mixture down into it. Now, if you're going to make the kiss cookies, you're going to already want to have your kisses unwrapped. If you're doing the lemon cookies, you're not going to need anything. I mean, you can drizzle them with icing, but you don't necessarily have to. And the reason I say icing is because when I refer to frosting and icing's thin. You'll be able to drizzle it. If you don't want to make it, just buy canned frosting and just dilute it down a little bit at a time with some milk until you get it thinned out. You can either take and dip a spoon in it and drizzle it that way, or you can put it in a piping bag and do it that way. So let me get the rest of this in here. And just that quick, it's done. Set this off to the side. And also, if you have a KitchenAid, my husband actually just bought this one for me. Let me get my spatula here. And if you have a KitchenAid, it usually comes with that metal one. And the metal one really doesn't clean the sides of the bowl good. But the last two that we had that had like the rubber spatula on the side, it snapped off. Now that is the worst thing ever when your dough is about done and that thing snaps and then you have plastic in it and you have to throw your stuff away. But this one that he bought, and I thought it would be a lot harder to clean than it is. If you can see, it literally has like these, I don't know, grooves on it. Almost reminds you of a tar. But it mixes up really good. It's easy to clean. So if you have a KitchenAid, you might want to invest in one of these right here. I'm going to set this off to the side. And well, that worked real well. My spatula part came off. It's a little bit on the thick side, not too bad. Now you're going to have your stove preheated to 350. You're going to take a cookie sheet and put parchment paper on it. Once you start using this parchment paper, you're going to love it. I just think that it makes everything bake more even. It doesn't burn. And the cleanup is the best because you don't have to fully scrub in your pan. Then I just take a cookie baller. If you don't have it, you might want to just take it by the tablespoon or the teaspoon. And that's all you have to do. Just drop it in your powdered sugar, and then what I like to do is I just go like this and kind of bounce it around and get a little bit of that excess powdered sugar off. They bake up pretty big, so I only ever put 12 on here. But you know, if you're trying to make this go farther, you can always use like something smaller to do it with. And then your dough would go farther, because I use this one. I'm not really sure what the size is. It's probably like, I don't know, like it's about 1 inch maybe, a little bit more. So it makes fairly decent sized cookies. Then you just keep putting them on your tray. And so earlier I put chocolate kisses in it that had caramel in the middle. You know, they make so many different kinds of chocolate kisses now. Hershey's does. What do they have? They have the mint, they have chocolate coconut, cherry cordial. They did have it. There's so many different ones that you could actually put this and change the flavor up. What my mom used to use was junior mints. So she would have a bowl of them, and right when they came out of the oven, she would put that junior mint in the middle of it. And sometimes when they first came out of the oven, she would re-dip them in the powdered sugar. But I mean, that's totally up to you. So if you don't want to put anything in the middle, you really don't have to. You can just eat them the way that they are. And they are good that way. So you just have them like that. So the thing that I think I'm going to try tonight was I took candy cane and crushed it up. And I have these little miniature marshmallows. So I think when this batch comes out of the oven, I'm going to try putting the marshmallow down in the middle. And then I think I'm going to let that cool for a little bit. And then I'm going to pipe frosting on it, and I'm going to sprinkle it with the candy cane. So I think it would be kind of like a hot chocolate, you know, that you put the candy cane in. So that's all there is to this. And then you're just going to put them in the oven. Now, the snickerdoodles, on the recipe it says 8 to 10 minutes. The snickerdoodles, 10 minutes, they're good. But these, I had to bump it up to 14 minutes. And I don't know if it's the powdered sugar that makes them have to cook longer because it makes them a little bit wetter. But you're going to know, because when you pull it up out of the oven, where it's all like crinkly, if it looks wet, just pop it in for a little bit. And a lot of it's going to depend on your oven. It might cook quicker than mine, it may not. So that's going to, you know, change it up too. But so there you have it. These are pudding cookies. Just use your imagination or whatever you like best for whatever flavor you like. I thought about maybe trying the banana cream this year. Just whatever you like. There you go. You just make them up, and they're super quick to do and super easy. So I hope you really enjoy this recipe. Everyone that my mom used to make cookie trays for and put them on, it was a definite favorite. So there you go. Merry Christmas.